From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is Morning Pulse, sponsored by Murray Roofing.
Good morning. This is Craig Allison with your Morning Pulse for Friday, December 19th. It's going to be a chilly start this morning, but we're definitely seeing a trend of rising spring-like afternoons, and it's looking like it's not going to be white Christmas coming up here. Definitely going to be in those high 50s to low 60s in some parts of the day. So nice weather, but not exactly Christmas-like weather. That's at least for your forecast coming up today. Now, in case you missed it this morning for our question of the day, here it was. While most people think this is a nice gift, 6% say they hate it. What is it? Donation made in your name. And if you want to participate with your own guesses and that can appear live on our morning show, be sure to head over to our Facebook, comment your answer, and we'll sometimes read it off on the morning show. Now getting over to our headlines this morning, starting off on the national side and breaking from overnight. Authorities say the suspected Brown University shooter was found dead last night. Now, we're working to gather all the information we can, but so far we know that the search for the shooter that killed 2 students led investigators to a storage facility in New Hampshire. Now, with this case, that man, 48-year-old Claudio Neves Valenti, Brown University's president, said in a statement Neves Valenti was enrolled from fall of 2000 to spring of 2001 and had no active affiliation with the school at the time of Saturday's shooting. Now, officials say Neves Valenti also murdered an MIT professor days after the Brown University attack. Police say they caught the shooter on security footage entering the professor's apartment building, and they added that someone came to investigators with information that, quote, blew the case open. So be sure to stick with us at 10:11 now as we work to get more details on this case. Now, moving things over to your second story this morning, in our tracker for politics, President Trump signed an executive order on Thursday that aims to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug and in turn open new avenues for medical research. Now, the order will eventually shift marijuana from a Schedule I drug like heroin and LSD to a Schedule III like certain anabolic steroids. Now, it does not change criminal penalties for marijuana possession or expand access for recreational use. And we've reached out to both sides of the marijuana debate here in the state. Nebraskans for Medical Marijuana sharing a statement with 1011 saying in part, quote, "This rescheduling marks a historic shift, recognizing medical value, correcting false narratives around addiction, and allowing long overdue U.S.-based research." Now, on the other side of the aisle, Nebraska AG Mike Hilger disagreeing with the change, saying in part, quote, "We all believe the science surrounding marijuana, which has become only more clear in recent weeks, properly establishing it as a Schedule I drug, and we have seen firsthand the harm the drug has caused in our communities." Now over to your third story this morning. Families across the state are pushing back against proposed DHHS cuts, which could force some parents to make a difficult decision. The cuts would slash paid caregiver hours, leaving families who depend on this support scrambling for options. The Nebraska Association of Service Providers holding a meeting yesterday looking to coordinate and amplify voices against the cuts. In attendance were 80 parents and caregivers and 1 state senator. They shared similar stories and assembled a list of questions they plan to ask DHHS. Now, if the cuts are passed, the 112 hours paid out to parents every week would be brought down to 40. The state says the plan would put together resources for all families to access. The association's executive director says she wants parents to use their voices to fight these cuts.
The state should not be allowed to cut your hours unless they have a safe and healthy alternative for you ready to go that is real. It's not theoretical. It's not some nebulous nursing home idea, but a real placement that will accept this real person at their specific level of need today.
State Senator George Dungan attended the meeting and told the group the call was helpful, adding he planned to look into the issue and see what could be done. The state will make a decision after public comment ends on January 5th. Fourth story and happening today, a new class of Nebraska State Troopers is ready to hit the road. After months of training, the State Patrol's 72nd Basic Recruit class will graduate this morning. The ceremony is happening in the Capitol Rotunda at 10 a.m. Governor Pillen, Attorney General Hilgers, and NSP Superintendent Colonel Brian Waugh will all give remarks After that, the 18 recruits will get their badges and take the oath of office. This is the biggest graduating class for the State Patrol in 5 years. Fifth story this morning, the Nebraska National Guard marked its 171st birthday with a party at their museum in Seward this week. Public gathered to hear several officials talk about the history and importance of the National Guard to the state.
And if they come to this museum and they see the history, the lineage, the heritage, we're convinced that they will know without a doubt, and especially the parents as well, that they will join the Nebraska National Guard and they can be proud of being part of that organization.
The museum served brunch and even had a band playing Christmas music and reenactors dressed like soldiers from the 1800s when the National Guard was created. And wrapping things up with your final news story this morning, with Christmas right around the corner, a man from Utah is spreading a little holiday cheer for those who served our country with special Christmas kits. Ollie, who is blind and has a rare disease, started his mission wanting to help young kids receive the magic of Christmas. Now at 20, he's changed who he serves, helping out veterans. He wanted to join the Army but couldn't because of his condition. His helpers from the Key, a home care company, helped him give out bags with blankets, sweatshirts, hygiene products, and snacks to veterans at the Aging Partner Center on the VA campus near 70th and O. Ollie's mom is one of his biggest supporters.
Super proud of him. Like, he's always thought of others, and the journey he's walking right now, it gives him purpose.
Now, there will be one more event next week on Monday in Omaha for veterans in that community to receive gifts as well. But to follow Ollie's mission, be sure to visit his Facebook page, and you can head over to that. Now, that's going to be it for news on our Morning Pulse. We'll wrap things up with a look at your 7-day and then throw things over to Carmelo. But again, cold and then heats right up in the afternoon.
Well, good morning and happy Friday, everyone. Meteorologist Carmelo Latuca in the 1011 Severe Weather Center. Let's take a look at your Friday forecast along with what we can expect into this upcoming weekend. We start off with a bus stop forecast, and temperatures this morning a little bit chillier compared to what we saw yesterday morning. Yesterday we were in the 30s and 40s. Today we dropped down into the teens and low 20s. However, we are expecting clear, cold, and dry conditions as well. Not as windy as yesterday either. Could still be breezy this afternoon with gusts up to 30 to 35 miles per hour, but mainly sunny conditions overall. Temperatures in the upper 40s to maybe right around 50 degrees. Forecast high temperatures across the state range anywhere from the low 40s in northeastern Nebraska to the mid 60s in southwestern Nebraska. And this upcoming weekend, a little bit cooler compared to today overall, but we're still expecting above average temperatures, and precipitation is not expected either.
You've been listening to 1011's Morning Pulse, sponsored by Murray Roofing. Watch, listen, stream on the 1011 Now app, on YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.